Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of our EAFC 25 career mode here with Southampton. We're back today with episode 2 of season 3 where it's been a fantastic start for the Saints. We won our opening fixture away at Ellen Road by 2-0 and quite like the signings that we've made so far, bringing back fan favourite James Ward-Prowse and some experience with the signing of Presnel Kimpembe. So yeah, pretty happy with our start to the season. We're going to close out the transfer window today with a few weeks remaining before the deadline, and we'll also have a couple more games in the Premier League as we look to continue on our good start. Yeah, just jumping straight into our first game of the episode here, taking on Manchester United. We have got 45 million to spend, and I do expect us to make at least one more signing before the end of the transfer window. But been a pretty promising start for the Saints. Good win at Ellen Road on match day 1, but a tough game here taking on Manchester United, who finished second last year away at Old Trafford. So hoping we can continue what's been a good start, as that's a naughty tackle from Fernandes, and I would certainly take a point here today. Downs, nice turn, and Downs running at that back four, and Downs releasing Evan Nilsson. Flag stays down, and Evan Nilsson opens the scoring for the Saints. A nice patient build-up, which I'm trying to implement into my game more now. Downs on the turn, gets away from the United midfield, rolls it into Evan Nilsson, and the finish is brilliant for his second of the campaign. Just runs off Matthijs de Ligt, smashes it past Onana, and the Saints lead once again. Anthony, oh, what a ball. Zirkzee. Oh, Zirkzee, that's brilliant. He has absolutely sent me for a hot dog there. Thought he was going to try and go down the line and shoot, but instead cuts inside. Solé beaten, all ends up. And the finish is brilliant past Muric as well. Evan Nilsson's goal cancelled out. United back on level terms straight away. Fatawu to Stein, nice build-up. Lifts the ball in for Brereton. Diaz coming in. And his header goes just wide of Onana's far post. Kimpembe. Nice ball into Edozie off the bench. The former City man looking to drive into the area. Nice feet by Edozie. There's Hume. And Stein's on the edge. And Stein gets half a yard. Stein shoots. And it's turned away by Onana, and that's going to drop behind for the goal kick. No, sorry, it's a corner, which Stein is over. Delivers a great ball. Archer gets up, and I think that's going to be another corner. Stein again is over it. Looking for Yusuf in the middle. Solé is there and gets there before Bruno Fernandes. Solé swings the cross back in. Oh my goodness. That could have gone anywhere, as Onana was worried about that looping into the back of his net. A credible point on the road away at Manchester United. The home fans are not very happy with that result. Of course, United finished in second place last year, just behind Chelsea. And yeah, the home crowd not very happy with the result, but personally I will take it. We completely dominated the game after Zirkzee was taken off, and I think a point is probably a fair result. Yeah, solid point on the road that keeps us unbeaten in the Premier League. Jumping into our next game here, still no real movement in the transfer market, and this coming in midweek as we travel to the G-Tech to take on Brentford in the Carabao Cup. Unfortunately, been drawn against Premier League opposition, but as always, this is my lowest priority of the season, so plenty of changes for us here. Not really too fast if we do get knocked out, as we quite often do in these early rounds, but it would be nice to continue the unbeaten start to the season. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, 11 changes to the side for this one, so oh, go on. Cameron Archer in behind straight from the off. Surely opens the scoring. What a poor goal to concede from Brentford. And Cameron Archer, who only got 1 goal in the entirety of last year, already off the mark, albeit in the Carabao Cup. This always causes me issue. Is that onside? It is. And Brentford do have their equaliser. And it's... What? What is Heung-min Son doing at Brentford? My God, the AI transfer market is an absolute mess. Runs off the back of Nathan Wood. It's a good finish past Bazunu. And Brentford are back on level terms straight away. And yeah, we could be in for some goals today. Shirkin down the left. Can we win it late on? Still Dennis Shirkin going on and finding Cameron Archer through the gap. Cameron Archer, tight angle. And he couldn't finish it. And we look set for a penalty shootout with just a minute left to play. So here we go then, a penalty shootout will decide it as Visser is denied from the off and James Ward-Prowse sends it into the top corner to give us the advantage. Richarlison just come onto the field and Bazunu goes the right way but can't save the penalty. Ben Brereton Diaz up next for the Saints, and this time he's denied as Son slams it into the corner. Mara sends the keeper the wrong way, and we're deadlocked at 2 apiece. Jensen saved by Bazunu this time. Poor penalty, that one. And Smallbone has the chance to give us the lead, which he does. And a save here from Bazunu will send us through to, I think, the 3rd round of the Cup as Damsgaard sends Gavin the wrong way. But Ndiashime has the chance. Yusuf sends the keeper the wrong way. And Southampton do win the shootout. And we'll be heading into the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup, keeping our unbeaten start to the season alive. Well, let's find out who it is we'll face in the next round of the Cup, as the draw should be made straight after. And it's another Premier League side away from home, as we will travel to Goodison Park in the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup to take on the Toffees. Now, before jumping into our next game, I have seen we've got a couple of bids here. Wolves coming in for Ilya Gruev, but I've already turned one bid down from Nottingham Forest as he's just signed a new contract in the summer. As for this one from Mateus Fernandes, I did say I wouldn't be against selling him, but West Ham, no European football for them. Is it a step up from where we are currently in this save? I'm not too sure. I might have to think about that one for a little while. 23.1 million, we can probably get around 26 to 27 for him, and I did say I wouldn't be against selling, so maybe we let him depart to the capital. Right, well, you know what, I'm still unsure of what I'm going to do in the transfer window, so it looks like we could be set for a big deadline day. But before we get there, another winnable game in the Premier League as we host newly promoted Ipswich Town. They have lost both of their opening games since returning to the top flight. And for Southampton, 3 wins in all competitions, and we're looking to make it 4 here against the Tractor Boys. Come on, you Saints. Well, here we go then, taking on the newly promoted Tractor Boys and looking to make it 4 unbeaten to kick off Season 3 of the save. But not only that, we need 3 points on the board today. A draw will feel like a defeat with the newly promoted side coming to take us on here on our own pitch. We've got to make sure that we get the win, as Evan Nilsson's strike is just over the top. Downs, great tackle. And a good ball by Walker-Peters into Brereton Diaz. And through the gap for Stein. And he releases Evan Nilsson. And it's the Brazilian. Surely it's off the woodwork. And that really should have been 1-0. Evan Nilsson, who's already got, I think, 2 goals this season, should have made it 3 there. Big opportunity. And he smacks it off the woodwork. And Ben now. Nice football that. Evan Nilsson couldn't quite get it through to Stein at the first time. But here is Sem Stein. And this time we do have the finish. And it's Stein again. His 2nd goal of the campaign. Scored on match day 1 at Ellen Road. And now he gets his first home goal of the season, spins away from Burgess and has the finish past Erbig to give the Saints the breakthrough. Al-Hamadi straight from kickoff finds Gnabry, who's the danger man. Gnabry again into Connor Chaplin. Ball through. Oh no. Oh, what a save by Muric as Broadhead is denied. Hughes. And Taylor can't get there, and Hughes again. And Hughes on the spin. And Al-Hamadi's onside and can't finish. Walker-Peters to Stein. And Evan Nilsson flicks it on. And it's Flynn Downs making the run. Flynn Downs, can he finish? No. Smacks it off the post. And that is going to do it on the South Coast. Southampton win once again in the Premier League. 7 points from a possible 9 is exactly the sort of start I was after. Not convincing today, but we did deserve the victory and we managed to get the job done. Stein with the only goal in the first half. And it has been a fantastic start to the Premier League campaign for the Saints. Well, do you know what, guys? After that game, I've made a decision on the Fernandes bid as we head into deadline day. And I am going to turn it down, at least for the time being. So Fernandes will stay at the club. We'll reassess in January because he has lost his starting lineup spot to Stein, who's been in fantastic form. So I'm sure he won't be happy sat on the bench every week. But as I say, for the time being, Fernandes is going to stay on the South Coast. Well, guys, we're halfway through deadline day, and I did say there will most likely be at least one more signing. And I do think it's going to be on that left-hand side to at least give Brereton Diaz some competition. I'm not too sure at the moment who it's going to be. Jamie Bino-Gittens has just moved on. We did discuss Alan St. Maximin, and he is still one of my top targets. We've also got Antonio Nusa, who I do think is a fantastic young player, but I'm not sure how much of a goal threat he is off that left-hand side. I'm looking for someone who's going to get me goals. The other man that I'm really looking at as a bit of a sort of an outside shout is Johan Visser of Brentford. He's got decent pace, stamina's pretty good as well, good mental stats, and he is naturally probably more of a striker, although he can play from that left-hand side. So he will certainly give us a bit of a goal threat. Probably cost us around the market valuation of 14.5, but I do really want to bring in St. Maximin. I did have a comment recommending him as well, and I do like to take on board your guys' recommendations, but we know what St. Maximin brings to the table. He's got 82 composure as well, and the 71 finishing does make me feel like if we get him in front of goal, he would hit the target 9 times out of 10. Good shot power as well. And if I can get him for close to that market valuation, that will leave us with around 20 million to take over to the January transfer window if we do want to make any moves at the midway stage of the season. So I'm going to go after the Frenchman and look to bring him back to the Premier League. I'm going to go in initially with a valuation bid. I don't think the Saudi teams are really too fussed about how much money they get for the players. Interestingly enough, they want Brereton Diaz, but no, that is not going to happen. We'll go 17.5 again, and yeah, Ali say that's absolutely fine. So we didn't have to pay any more than the market valuation. He's actually only on 43 grand a week, which isn't too bad. And heading back to the Premier League, we can definitely at least match those wages. So Alan St. Maximin is in on transfer deadline day, returning to the Premier League from Saudi Arabia. And yeah, I think most people loved watching him when he was at Newcastle. Of course, no real qualms heading out to Saudi when they're offering that sort of money, but just gives us a slightly different option and some competition for Ben Brereton Diaz on that left-hand side. He will slot onto the bench probably for Sam Edozie, and yeah, I think that's a really good signing. and he will probably start on that left-hand side as well, ahead of the Chilean. Well, that's going to do it for transfer deadline day, and an absolute clear out at Real Madrid. Rodrigo's left to join Bayer Leverkusen for 146.2 million, and Tchouaméni has departed for Napoli for just shy of 115 million. So around 250 million pounds raised in just those two sales. Garnacho's also gone the other way to Madrid, but it's their crosstown rivals Atletico from Manchester United for just shy of 70 million. But that's going to do it for transfer deadline day. So we'll skip through the final hour to take us to the beginning of September. And I think it is time to send our youth scouts out once again. Well, as for our first scout, we're going to send Humphreys back out to England once again. I do always like to keep one in the nation that I'm managing. So Humphreys, this will be his third year in England. And I think this year, I mean, we've got Connor Cox as a striker. We've got a couple of wingers. We got two really good attacking midfielders. I think I'm going to look for CDM and centre-back, because we've got some good fullbacks from England as well. So, yeah, just CDM and centre-back for now. As for the other two scouts, we've got Burris here. I'm not too sure where I'm going to send him. So we've done quite a lot of scouting in Europe. We went to Asia last year with the Maldives. So maybe we look to Oceania or Africa. However, saying that, there is another country in Europe that I would really, really like to scout at some point. I'm sure everyone wants a little bit of San Marino, and I've kind of put off scouting them for now. But one of the lowest ranked nations in the world, they won their first game for like 10 years a couple of months ago. I think we should look for the next batch of talents coming through at San Marino. Not really too sure what positions to look for. I wish you could just go for any. Maybe striker. We've got quite a lot of attacking midfielders. Maybe we go centre-back again. We've not really got too many centre-backs other than Alikos Harris from Cyprus. So maybe centre-back, striker, and maybe winger. No, do you know what? I'm just going to do centre-back and striker from San Marino. And do you know what? For our last scout, I think I'm going to send him to Africa. We've not been to the continent yet. And I don't really know where I'm going to go, but I am toying with the idea of Rwanda. Reason being, my dad has actually been out there a few years ago for a big cricket tournament, and for those that don't know, there was a big genocide in Rwanda. I'm not sure when it was. I'm sure if you look it up you can find the details, but there was a big genocide in Rwanda many years ago, and after that, the way the country sort of built itself back up was through cricket. And yeah, as I say, my dad was out there on like a cricket tournament sort of event. So I think with cricket being such a big sport now in Rwanda, we should maybe go and look for some footballers as well and see if the country can start building itself up in the footballing sense as well. So Rwanda for 9 months. In regards to position, again, I'm not too sure. I'm going to go left mid, right mid. And you know what? I think I might chuck striker in there as well. So some wide midfielders and some strikers from Rwanda. And let's send them out on their 3 missions. So I'm really looking forward to scouting these nations this year. Okay then, I think we'll play through a few more. It's been quite a busy episode with some gameplay, some transfers, setting up the youth scouting networks. But yeah, jumping into the next game, it's Brentford away at the G-Tech, who obviously we just played in the Carabao Cup, winning on penalties. Now taking them on in the league. 3 games played, 2 wins and a draw on the board, just 1 goal conceded and 4 scored, which is a lot better than we have been seeing in the previous 2 seasons. So looking to get another win on the board here, as we have a couple of nice run of fixtures with some winnable games. So yeah, looking to keep the unbeaten start alive here. Come on, you Saints. Yeah, I'd say we've really managed to get like a settled starting lineup in the Premier League at the moment. It's Saint-Maximin. Brilliant. Alan Saint-Maximin sends it wide. Brilliant run from the Frenchman, and that is what I'm hoping to see more of. But on this occasion, the finish was well wide of the mark. Oh, Saint-Maximin again. He looks so sharp. Saint-Maximin this time hits the target, but is denied. He looks right up for this on his return to the Premier League. Fatawu's corner, it's up in the air. Taylor nods down for Stein, and it's shoveled away by the keeper. Can't get the tackle in there. Danger. Oh, it's going to be 1-0. Oh, what a miss that is. Big chance down the other end now, and it's Brentford who can't take it. This is a lovely feat. Son. Oh, what a ball. And it's wide again from the number 9, who really should have had 2. That's not quite as big of a miss as the first one coming out of the sky on the volley, but still a very, very good chance for the number 9. Stein through the gap. Evan Nilsson, surely! 3rd goal of the season for the Brazilian. And we started brightly. Brentford have found a foothold in the game. But right before the break, Southampton find the breakthrough. And it's Evan Nilsson, the Brazilian, with the goal once again. Kurt Harris gets away from Downs a little too easily. Now De Silva. And Visser through the gap brilliantly. Oh, what a layoff, and Son. And Nunes. Oh, and he just cannot finish his dinner, that lad. Out to Davis, and I think we might need a second goal if we're to win this today. Stein knocks it off for Saint-Maximin. Flag stays down. Has he got the finish this time? Yes, he does. It's a debut goal for the Frenchman. And I said we're going to need a second goal. And on his debut, the former Magpie Saint-Maximin has found it. What a signing he is looking to be. No, don't lose the clean sheet. No, no, over the top by Lewis Potter. And Muric will preserve his clean sheet. And it's 3 wins from our opening 4 in the Premier League. Another good win on the road, and while this streak is going, I don't want to stop. What a performance again from the Saints, and what a performance from that man, Alan Saint-Maximin, with a fantastic debut for the Saints. A goal and a handful all day long as the Saints continue their fantastic start to the campaign. Alright then guys, I think we'll close out with this one here, taking on Brighton at St Mary's. Currently they sit top of the table, 4 wins from 4, and one of only 2 teams to have a 100% record, but we still remain unbeaten with just the 1 draw at Old Trafford and only 1 goal conceded in our opening 4 as well. So a battle of 2 of the top 3 sides here on the South Coast in the not a derby South Coast derby as we take on Brighton at St Mary's. Come on, you Saints. Stein over the top for Leaf to chase, and he does get there before Lamptey, and now Stein from the edge shoots. Oh, what a strike! And Stein with his 3rd goal of the campaign, and it's an absolute rocket. I'm not sure if the keeper loses sight of this or what, but Stein lets fly. And yeah, maybe the keeper should have done better, but what a strike from the Dutchman. We've been 2nd best today, but an absolute worldie from Stein gives us the lead just before the interval at St Mary's, and we've been so much better this season. Kadioglu, oh, nice feet. Kadioglu, good ball, good save by Muric. And Brighton coming out in this second half as they were in the first, on top, dominant, and looking for goals. But that's a good save as Ndiashime loses out. Jimenez and Solé does brilliantly, and anywhere will do for Yusuf. We have been so off it today. Stein, who's just taken a little knock there. I'm hoping that's not going to be too serious for him, because he's been playing so well at the start of the season. Right on cue, he gives the ball away, but yeah, his goal the difference here today, and I'm not too sure how we're still winning this, because Brighton have had the better of the chances, and we've done well to keep them out as Evan Nilsson slid through. Evan Nilsson for 2! It's a hit and run from the Saints. Stein at the heart of it. And Evan Nilsson grabs his 4th league goal of the campaign already. And we're only just into September. What is happening to Southampton? We're starting to finally find the back of the net on a consistent basis. Evan Nilsson makes it 2. And we might be set for top of the table in the Premier League. We always knew that if we could start putting the ball in the net on a more consistent basis, that we would be a really solid team and be able to push for those European places. But last year we just had the same issue, couldn't score enough goals. But now, season 3, we're starting to find the back of the net consistently, and we've still got that solid defensive base as well. What a start to the season it has been to Southampton, and a big win against top of the league. Let's go and see where that leaves us. Well, what a sight that is for Saints fans. Southampton currently sat top of the table, 13 points out of a possible 15. 4 wins and just the 1 draw at Old Trafford. And the best part of it is the 8 goals scored for a team that only scored, I think, 23 in 38 last year. To have 8 in our opening 5, that is almost a third of the entire goal tally we got last campaign. So much better from the Saints. Evan Nilsson and Stein are on absolute flames, and everything is coming up Millhouse for Southampton. Guys, I hope you have enjoyed today's video. We will be back in the next one with our first batch of scouting from our new nations, and we'll kick on with more big games in the Premier League as we look to build on what has been a fantastic start to season 3. I'll catch you for the next episode very soon, guys. Take care and peace.